Butternut squash lends itself perfectly for making soups. And that's because when you cook the flesh until tender and then puree it, becomes silky smooth and rich all by itself, without the addition of any fat. And today's soup is no exception. In fact, it is so low in calories that we can dress it up. We're going to serve it with a nutmeg crème and a little drizzle of brown butter. Let me tell you, every spoonful of this soup is utterly delicious. I highly recommend that you use a fresh nutmeg for this recipe and grate it. It is far more flavorful than if you use a pre-ground nutmeg. And of course, a microplane grater is a perfect tool for this. Place the heavy cream in a bowl of an electric mixer. Add the nutmeg and whip at medium speed until the cream starts to thicken. That is enough. You see, the cream should have the consistency of yogurt. Cut the root end of the leek and all the dark green leaves. We're only going to use the white part and the pale green leaves. Then slice the leek in half lengthwise. Wash the leeks thoroughly in the cold running water, making sure to get the grits between each layer, but make sure also to keep the layers together. This will make it easier to slice them. Then place them on a towel to drain. Now cut the leek crosswise in 1/8 of an inch slices. To prepare the butternut squash, cut both ends off. And then peel the squash with a vegetable hand peeler. Once that's done, cut the squash in half lengthwise and scoop out the seeds. Place the squash cut side down and cut it lengthwise in about 1 inch wide slices. Cut each slice again so that they measure about 1 inch wide, and then crosswise in 1 inch pieces. Once you've prepped all your ingredients, you're ready to start your soup. So heat a large pot over medium-high heat. Add the olive oil and the leeks. Stir well and saute the leeks for 3 to 4 minutes until they've softened. Now add the shallots. Stir again and continue to saute for 2 minutes until the shallots have softened. Alright, our shallots are ready. So now add the garlic. We're going to saute the garlic for about 30 seconds. We want it to release its flavor, but we definitely do not want to brown it or it will become bitter. Now add the butternut squash, the stock, the spring water, the salt, and the black pepper. And as you see, I put a fair amount of black pepper because butternut squash will absorb a lot of the flavor. So you need to be generous with salt and pepper. Now stir that well and bring to a boil. Now that the soup has come to a full boil, reduce the heat between medium and medium-low, cover the pot and simmer the soup for 25 to 30 minutes until the butternut squash is very tender. It's been about 25 minutes, so let's check our butternut squash. Oh yes, it's perfectly tender. So now turn off the heat and puree the soup with a stick blender. chopped, make sure you keep the machine running until the soup is ultra smooth. Now at this stage you may want to thin the soup with a little bit of water. I can tell that mine is a perfect consistency, though I don't need to add anything, so I'm just going to keep pureeing it. That's it, we're done. Ladle the soup into bowls. Garnish with a spoonful of the crème. Drizzle with a brown butter. And garnish with a herb sprig. May you savor every spoonful of this beautiful soup. Bon appétit!